Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, your agent of magical, mystical martial arts, and your master thereof. Also, the host of Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. Today it is Shaolin Sunday, because we had to switch things up a little bit, accidentally. Be that as it may. And we are going to be talking about one of the rarest things you could possibly imagine, a Chinese cartoon from 1976. Which is sadly frustratingly very, very difficult to find anything out about, aside from the fact that it exists. So it's either the story of Chinese gods or just Chinese gods. Take your pick. And yes, it is supposed to star Bruce Lee, who'd been dead for 3 years by then. So, having said all that, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Please leave a comment if you know more stuff about this. It would be great about this cartoon. It's a movie, of course. Just include it. Let me know, and hit the notification bell if you want to see everything every day. All right, Kato, let's roll. All right, so I saw this movie a while ago. I don't remember. It must have been on a videotape, but then I had a DVD. They released it on DVD by somebody. It was released February 11th, 1976 in Taiwan. It says it's a co-production of the U.S., Taiwan, and Japan, with the countries Taiwanese. Good job, Wikipedia. It runs 82 minutes ish. I mean, this is from I believe, a German DVD, because it starts out with a couple of 30 seconds of introductions to the characters, sort of, but it's all in German. I just took those out. The copy I watched came from the Internet Archive, and it's probably the best copy I've seen and most complete, because it has a lot more blood and violence in it than I saw originally. Since the tiny tykes here in the United States wouldn't be able to handle it. It says it was released in 1980 by, I don't even know, Video Gems. This came from the subtitled version that's out on that, but it's a full screen one, so I opted for the full, or the widescreen copy that was there, which is pretty good. It's watchable. I'm not going to keep it, but it's watchable. Changhua Cartoon Company, Four Seas Brothers Films, directed by, as you see there, Chang Chu Hui, written by Cheng Shen, starring the voices of Ted Thomas, Edward Mannix, Jessica Harper, and Barry Hay. I think those are the standard people that did the dubbing. You've heard all their voices in the 70s Shaw Brothers and other kung fu stories. So that's all. That's as good as Wikipedia gets. There is a review that we're going to be using for some more information about here what is this? The spinningimage.co.uk cult films, which gives it about six-star rating. I'd say that was all right. It's a lot disjointed. I don't know if it's because of the source material is there, but we'll just go from there. I watched the dubbed version. I don't just because it's easier to take care of. One of the DVD or VHS says this was based on an accurate true story, but it is a pretty cartoon. The animation's not very good overall. It's they compare it, unfortunately, to Saturday morning animation, which is fair for some shows, but not fair for all of them. So in the Shang Dynasty in 1000 BC, BCE that is, the poor people of China are being oppressed by an evil king there. He's got a demon consort, and they're all just enjoying that. But that's Chung Chi Na there, who's called Dao there, but he's going to there's a neighboring country ruled by the Duke of Qi. So, but here's their cruelty. There's the king. Does it say what his name is? No. And there's the seductress, the evil. She's a demon. And anyone who says anything against him, they kill him. Those are long ears, long eyes, and sharp ears. Maybe Damon Foster had a pretty good write up on this in an old issue of Oriental Cinema. Unfortunately, I don't remember which and did not look it up. But that's who he knew a lot about this. I mean, I wish that if it ever got a good release, he would be the one to do the commentary for. Here's more of the stuff, but in the neighboring kingdom of Chi, there's another demoness, and this guy Chung finds what do we call him? Chung Chi Na. She tries to stab him, but she turns into this demon who's a lute of some kind or a musical instrument, burns her up. We're going to go through this quickly. The neighboring one, she turns into the phoenix there and flies away to tell the queen, or the seductive queen. And the animation goes from okay. I mean, it definitely is not. It's not. It's not Disney. It's not Tezuka or Japanese from the same time frame. It's really not even Hanna-Barbera from the same time frame. But it's really interesting to look at. The people stay on model most of the time. This guy I thought reincarnates into Bruce Lee, but he doesn't. But he beats up. Here's our first shot there, doing a rider kick. There's blood. See why I thought he was Bruce Lee. There's a lot of blood in this movie. Not too many guts, but a lot of blood. And then he gets arrested and he's going to get killed. So he wants to go home to say goodbye to his mother. And then this guy pardons him and he's all happy. There's his mom. And now we get a lion dance. I just like this. And he's now working for the good king. Here are most of our heroes. So Bruce Lee's right there, which I never noticed in the full screen print, which was really scratched up. And this one's pretty beat up, but again, it's watchable. They all have names, but I didn't get. They're called Eagle and other things, and I didn't get all of the names because it's a lot of characters, much like the movie. Well, Friday, where it had a lot of Phantom Tollbooth had a lot of characters, most of which were cameos, aside from the Humbug and Milo and Talk. But again, it's got really cool paintings, and it looks nice. I couldn't resist. It's not Devilman, but a fairly decent reflection of him. And there's the king. And so there's a bunch of things happen here. Another demon who uses snakes. And there's the king again. So the good guys are taking on the king. They're gathering their army. They have a fight. Unfortunately, they're really outmatched, except for a few of them, by the bad guys. See, and then the Devil Man, or Dracula, or Son of Dracula, as the German titles call him, picks him up, drops him on the ground. That's it. He's gone. They just kill people right and left. The good army's been beat up, and now they're just gorging themselves. And there's our eagle, who gets captured eventually after beating up one guy. Kills the Devil Man. See, but Snake Kid there throws his snakes around him, and now they're looking for him to see what's going on. They got to go rescue him. And this is Nacha, or Neja, as they say in here. But it's pretty much Nacha the Great if you've seen the Shaw Brothers movie, because he runs around. He's got wings. He doesn't have the hoop with him at this point in time, but he does have the spear, which was a flaming spear in the Shaw Brothers movie. And so the bad guys are dancing. Yeah, I couldn't resist that either. And they're the four kings of hell say, okay, we'll take care of everything tomorrow. But Nacha beats up one of them pretty good. Although, look, Frog, there's a spider for you. I know how much you like him. Dun, dun, dun. But eventually they overpower him, and right before all is lost, Bruce Lee shows up. Now he's called Lung Bruce Lee, fighting deity known as the God of all powers. So, yeah, Nacha the Seven Devils, Nacha the Great. You see what he's called. Oops. He's Erlang Shen is the name he's given here, but they don't even try to hide that he's Bruce Lee. They dubbed his voice in. He has the sound effects, and once again, just beats the crap out of everybody. He's a little too invincible. There's just nobody who is. You're not worried that he's going to lose. Everyone cheers. I don't even know who this guy is or this one, but they all have hoops of some kind. Nacha runs around, showing his butt to everybody. Yep. Don't swallow. Don't swallow him. It just isn't going to work. Nunchuck. That's not even a Chinese weapon. He's got a third eye that zaps demons. So yeah, he's pretty much Super Bruce Lee. He can fly on a cloud. Oh no, 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 ma, no, 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 oh no. So they do a shape shifting thing, which is very reminiscent of Sword in the Stone, and it's intended to be. Yeah, cat and mouse. Look at they've even got a pink demon with an eye and a mouth in its middle, a three-headed dragon, and another one. So there's the queen. I think that's the queen and her the minion that we saw earlier. We don't ever see. Apparently, Bruce's dog takes care of that one, but that seems to have been off camera. The queen is a nine-tailed fox, which is a figure of magic in Chinese folklore. They light fires, but right before he kills the good guy, he smacks into Bruce, who zaps her, punches her. She conjures up three more demons, but the very stereotypical fight with seeing just arms and legs in a cloud of smoke. Then he breathes fire on both of them. Shades of Medusa, the Inhuman. But Bruce does some weird more smoke, cuts her tails off. They turn in. All this stuff. But he turns into a dragon. Naturally, Bruce turns into a dragon. Breathes fire on both of them. They're toast. And then stabs her with his spear. Actually, yeah, he's got the spear with the hook spear. Dang it. Should have gotten out Brett's book. It's all about the style, and that would have told me what that weapon's called. He'll let me know. Thanks, Brett. Blake. Where did I get Brett from? Blake. It's all about the style. Get it on Amazon. It's great. Sorry, Blake. It's live. He's riding the dragon that looks a lot like Dodongo from Ultraman. Yeah. So more fight scenes. We're getting toward the end here, where it really picks up in the last third. It's kind of messy in the first two thirds, and it's kind of all over the place with some interesting humor and just things going on. Nacha stabs one of the bad guys, and finally the coward leaves, and they send Bruce after him, and they have a fight, and this goes on where Bruce takes off his shirt and poses and flexes, and yeah, but he does do that. Just to make sure you know who it is. I think some rotoscoping was employed here. But punch, boot, punch. Bruce Lee kick, and off he goes down. It's fiery. Everyone celebrates. There was much rejoicing. So the dubbing is pretty good. It's you recognize the voices everywhere, but you just can't find out a lot about this. It's interesting as a Bruce Lee. I don't know who voiced him, but it's interesting as a Bruce Lee auxiliary. One of the clones of Bruce Lee movies that doesn't get talked about too much. This does have a few reviews here and there. I can't add too much to it. I did like the style of the movie. The style of the animation is really pretty. The credits aren't on there much for this one. I didn't watch the subtitled one since it was full screen, and their subtitles are burned in. Hard to see it that way. We got spoiled. We've been spoiled, but everyone is happy. At least they've helped everybody. I guess they go back to being gods somewhere. We don't know, But it's a happy ending. So, my fellow agents, I don't know exactly how long this is ran. Yeah, it's going to be a short one. So, I'm going to include a Bruce Lee trailer at the end, just to let you know, Bruce Lee. It's the U.S. trailer for one of the movies I really like. Not all of them. Well, I like three out of the 5 movies he ostensibly made, if you count Game of Death. But I digress. So, until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off and phasing out.
He's unstoppable, unbeatable, unbelievable. He's Bruce Lee, the master of karate, kung fu, delivering the Chinese connection. Bruce Lee, the Oriental superstar who exploded across the screens of America in the phenomenally successful Fists of Fury, is back to defend the honor of his nation and the love of his woman. Using his furious fists and superhuman strength, he breaks them up, smashes them down, and kicks them apart. Bruce Lee, the karate kung fu king, delivers the death blow of the Chinese connection.